Welcome to the Business Spotlight. Today we got with us Carl from Cress, and this is going to be incredible. So Carl's journey's been extraordinary. His story you're going to love, and over at Cress, these guys are on a mission. They really are on a mission to revolutionize the way that parents shop. I can't wait for Carl to share his story with you. I'm not going to share too much because that's what you're here to do, Carl. So great to have you with us. Welcome to the Business Spotlight.
Thank you so much. Yeah, great to see you.
Yeah, it's great to be here with you. So let's start with let's take us back, Carl, actually to the beginning.
Yeah.
How did you get into the business and tell us a little bit about the history of the company?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've always had a little spark in me to do my own thing, but I really sort of set out my experience as a marketeer, really, at Revolution Bars Group, PLC as it is now. I joined the founders there quite early in their journey and spent 12 years with a fantastic team working under Roy and Neil, who were inspirational throughout. And in that journey, really at the top of our game from a business point of view, but sort of concluded that with a desire to create something great myself. So I went on still in hospitality, opened Yard and Coop. We grew that and also scaled it back for personal reasons and looking at other things to do. And then really being a sort of marketeer at heart, and my brain's always working and looking at problems and solutions and bringing product to customer and bridging those gaps. And I'm a father of two. I've got two daughters, Elsie, who's 4, and Autumn, who's 3. And I had this real personal experience it was actually my dad's funeral, which my partner Catherine said, "Look, you go and dress your daughters." So I went into the high street, and I'm a hands-on dad, but never really got involved in the clothes and dressing them thing. Went into the high street and bought them head-to-toe outfits. Must have cost just under £300. So that was the first sort of light bulb in my head. I was like, that's expensive. They're nearly the same cost as adults' clothes. Um, anyway, long story short, they wore them for half a day after getting muddied, changed. And it was 3 months later that there was another event. I can't remember what the particular event was, but I was like, let's dress them in these. And they didn't fit. So they'd worn them for half a day. And at that age, and I guess all throughout the journey of children's growth, they grow pretty quick.
Mm.
And so they didn't fit in them. And then I was like, well, there's a solution to this. The big pre-loved sites, Vinted Depop, there's a few others, but I put it on 2 of them, never moved. And that's mainly because the people on there, different demographic, etc. Just didn't move. Facebook Marketplace for Meta was the solution that I thought next, but I'm a really busy parent, business owner, and I ended up negotiating for like 45 hours or so, nearly 2 full days of negotiating price. And I was like, wow, that was a lot of energy. And after arranging for these items to be picked up, staying in with my daughters, they never turned up. And it was just like, so where we thought there was a solution, it just didn't exist. It was a case of charity shop or whatever. And, still to this day, these clothes are in our possession. So I just went, right, there's a problem here. Let's see what we can do. And there were other things that just multiplied into the issues. I looked at the labels, saying 2 were from Turkey, 4 items were from China. So the environmental impact was transparent, that the travel of these items had
Mm.
come so far for half a day's wear, and the expense to it. So you got let's highlight that in the bigger picture. Cost of living issue for parents. Children's are expensive, and these items are getting, I don't know, half a day's use for that sort of price tag. And then the environmental impact of them traveling so far for such little use. So this is where the idea started for Crest. I was like, look, let's create an actual marketplace shop, whatever you want to call it, where parents, it's just parents, it's just, you know, ages 0 to 16, where we solve problems, and this is one of the problems. Let's get good clothing. We retail everything, so accessories and toys and all sorts, books. But basically, let's get this circular economy driving a little bit further forward, but in a, you know, a motivation of reducing costs. I mean, one of the biggest things we've noticed is there's no issue with quality, because kids tend to grow out of rather than wear out the items. So that was the spark. That was the emotional sort of, let's do this. And then enters the world of business. How do we do this? Was the next part, which opened loads and loads of questions about how to get this to market. What capital do we use? Who's the team, etc., etc. But that was the very beginning, James. Yeah. So.
Oh, wow. So then, I mean, this is pretty cool actually, because what I heard you say there, Carl, was, you know, naturally a marketer by trade, and you just that almost an engineer's mindset too. There's a problem, I'm going to fix it, which is marketing all over, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
And you saw this gap in the market, this pain that you was going through as a consumer, and was like, well, this needs fixing. So the business was actually born just, I need to fix this. It's almost like I need to fix this problem. This isn't right.
Yeah, that's right. And I think it was the scale of it that surprised me. So I then naturally looked into the companies that already existed, and you know, some of them are absolutely humongous. And then I looked into the consumer side of it and start reading reports that were available online about the growth of pre-loved, and seeing what the consumer thought about this. And you know, we're using a statistic at the moment that UK circular economy is to grow 64% in the next 24 months, which is fantastic. You know, consumers are really starting to understand this issue, but also I think it's led by price. You know, like you start at the beginning of the journey. I went to the high street, you know, nothing special, and spent nearly £300 on 2 outfits. You know, everything, shoes, jackets, etc. But that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
And I think there's a price and a cost motivation for a lot of people now to go, you know, I need more from a buck, basically. So there is this growth. Having looked at the businesses, the consumer, and then obviously, you know, who else is out there from a direct competition point of view, and there wasn't really anyone there. So that's exactly the journey that we had. And then we just evolved that, you know, created a brand, got creative. Who are we? What do we do? I mean, Cress is, obviously we all know what Cress is. It's growth of a shoot that we all work with. Have put in eggshells at school and drawn faces on, which is a great sort of picture that people can relate to, but it's also an analogy for our vision and our values. And I think it's really important for us to always wear those on our sleeves. So Cress stands for creating a community, reducing waste, extending the life of kids' products, shopping sustainably, and saving and making money. So we wear that real vision in our name, and that's what we grow the business by. You know, does what every action that we do in our business, does it represent one of these, or if not more of these 5 things? So it really is part of us, that sort of branding exercise.
Yeah, that is so powerful. Okay, so you've worked in multiple businesses now, whether that's senior roles at Revolution or your own companies. What would you attribute the growth of those companies to? Was it different, or was there a pattern? Was there something that just kept working?
It's different, but all have some underlying characteristics that are similar. Hard work, I mean, it's got to be one of them. Just, you know, get as much out of the day, the week, the month, the year as possible. But I do remember going back to the Revolution days, which is where I think it's important to take what you learn from successes of other people. There's a couple of things there that have always resonated with me. One is that it's easier to be the best. You
Mhm.
know, when things are tough and you're not very good and everyone's better than you, it's a real muddy place to be. So get elevating yourself to strive to be the best and ride the crest of the wave, so to speak. It's a much healthier place to be. So I've always used that to motivate me. So like, how do we become the best at this, whether it's a project, a business, a small campaign? It's just, you know, it's many more smiles, and the journey's much easier if you strive to be the best that you can.
Mm.
Um, and sort of secondly, the other part that's always resonated with me is criticism, and you know, by sort of sharing things more immediately and getting opinions and surrounding yourself with other people's input, that collaboration, I think, is the right word, is a method that just resonates with me. So surround myself with a room with people who are doing the same role as me but better. Me not trying, yeah, I like to learn and understand what's happening around me, but surround myself with people that are far superior than me at doing that. And that collaborative approach, be it opinion in a small thing, networking, help, etc., or just, you know, the roles that you're employing or partnering with or founding a business with, etc. It's just so important, and been a real change in, not change, but a real sort of something that's run through my journey, and something
Mm.
that I will stick by. So
That is incredible. Yeah. So I love the first comment. Just just strive to be the best. Give the
mm,
best service or build the best product that you can. And actually, yeah, you've done a lot of the legwork. It's hard if you're second place and below. And then almost that who not how philosophy of, and proximity is power. Put
yeah,
the best people around you. Look at who instead of who can I speak to about this? Who can I employ? Who can I surround myself with rather than how. I mean, how's finite as well, isn't it? You've only got
yeah,
so much time to do the how, but
yeah.
who is infinite.
Yeah, and I think also, you know, I've been on some investor journeys, and yeah, they spend a bit of time looking at your product and what you're taking to market, but all it boils down to is you at the end of the day. That, you know, the product can change, the brand
Mm,
can change, the
yeah,
service can change. You don't change. You're
yeah,
one fixed thing in this. And people are sometimes forgotten in this journey, but people are 99% of the journey, and they're the one variable. Yeah, look, it moves, people join, people move, etc. But at any time, it's the real um, fixed thing is the people around a business, and to me, that's always been the most important. And they come in different things. There's the people that you found with, there's the people that support you, there's the network, and there's, you know, this, the rings of the circle go out. But yes, making that ecosystem, to use that word, as strong as possible is imperative in my experience. Yeah.
mm,
Mhm.
yeah, completely. I'm inspired. So let's finish on this. Let's look forward. What's next for you guys at Cress, and what are the biggest challenges
Mm.
as you move towards it?
Well, we want to be the biggest retailer for parents. It's simple as that. We want to solve problems throughout. We have many initiatives that are not just about cost of living and the environment. We have initiatives to help literacy. We have initiatives to help getting kids back into activities where parents can't afford, say, football boots for their sons or daughters, or you know, all these things that have massive implications later on in life, and improving the welfare and lives of children in the UK. Surprise, you know, there's loads of statistics out there that we have. My partner has great experience working for 42nd Street charity that focus on children's mental health, and you know, the queue to get support now is something like 72 months for a child, and we're like, this is crazy. And when it boils down to it, you know, there's many different factors that contribute to that. But one of them is that children aren't participating in sports, social group activities, and they're being isolated in their own bedrooms because they can't afford, you know, whether it's football boots or whatever equipment it is. That again, kids grow out and of really quickly. It costs money, so they're just not doing it. So we're teaming up with foundations and charities and consumers generally to make these items available at much cheaper costs, etc. School uniforms, one of them as well. But the thing is, so we want to answer your question in detail there. What we want to use these initiatives, these problem-solving focuses, to become a bit of a one-stop support place for parents, where they can purchase, they can find community conversation and support and etc. So we want to grow that and become a real resource for parents. Yeah, well, I mean, the journey is growth. So at the moment, we've really set ourselves out. We're branded, we're positioned, we know who our customers are, we know how to approach them, we know how to grow our marketplace and get businesses and both consumers on board. And now we're at that difficult bit of going, let's go. So it's awareness. And, you know, awareness is easy if you've got high budget. It's a little bit harder if you're at the early growth stage and looking for financing and organic growth for your own profit. But we're at that point where we are essentially early 2024. We're all about connecting with parents across the UK. So we've got a plan, and we'll go and execute that and do it to the best of our ability. But it is about awareness and being true to ourselves as a brand and sticking to our vision, our values, and what we want to achieve. So that's where we are in our journey.
Yeah. Wow, that's incredible. Okay, so let's finish with this. If there was only one piece of advice that you could, and this is quite interesting as a marketeer as well. There's not enough marketeer business owners, in my opinion. But if
The
you could,
FDs won't say that, though, will they?
again,
I said the FDs won't say that.
the FDs won't say that, and I think marketing is one of those things. Most people, if you ask most people that have ever done sales,
Hmm.
what do you like as a salesperson? They're like, yes, I'm one of the best. But when it comes to marketing, people are much more honest and vulnerable and going, no, I don't know anything about marketing.
Hmm.
Almost kind of like, nor do they want to. But it's almost, well, without marketing, the sales are going to be a hell of a lot more difficult. So, but anyway, back to the question. What one piece of advice would you leave our viewers with if you could only leave them one?
Well, there's lots, but I mean, at the top, it's got to be back to that people. You've got to surround yourself. And one of the things that I did that sort of backs this as a case study. So I had the idea of Cress. No budget. It wasn't really, you know, got a young family. I didn't want to use my own capital and at this stage. So like a used car salesman, I took the plan and I went to get a team, and I gave equity away to a marketing company so that I could extend to their expertise. I knew that I needed to go online. It's e-commerce. I needed expertise in social advertising. I needed expertise in web development. I needed the contact to web developers at a decent cost. I needed expertise how to get my brand in this noisy environment. So I took my business plan to multiple marketing, specifically digital marketing agencies, and said, look, I mean, it's an idea. Do you want to join me? I mean, it's not worth anything yet, but it could be. I'll give you X amount of equity so I can utilize your experience as the business owners of the agency, plus your team of 20, 25, etc. And one of them came back and said, yeah, let's do it. So that gave me an instant team of, like I said at the beginning, the professionals, surrounding myself with the people that the business needed, and happy to give the part of the business away for that, because it wasn't anything at that stage. It was just
Yeah.
an idea. But we all saw the same vision, collaborated the idea, and to answer your question there, I instantly surrounded myself with an experienced team, which was also at the top of their game. And that's got to be the number one piece of advice I could give from my experience, is get yourself the right people around you with the right expertise, the answers to the hurdles that are in front of you, and it will make the beginning of the journey much easier.
Mm. Yeah, completely agree. So, how do our viewers get in touch?
Okay, we have a website, which is wearecress.com. I would love people to contact me on LinkedIn, Carl Morris. But yeah, go and check out our website. We've got a great shop of pre-loved, and we also retail sustainable new products on there as well. And creating a whole marketplace to support parents. So go and have a look at the initiatives that we do, get involved, and hopefully enjoy it. And hopefully we're solving some problems for you as well.
Oh, so cool. Carl, thank you so much for taking the time to share your learnings about running a business with our viewers.
Thank you very much. Great to see you.